Hello everybody, welcome to Real Talk. My name is John.
And I'm Jessica, and this is episode 21.
21, woo 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 woo.
Everybody likes 21 for obvious reasons.
Right? What it is to be 21 again. How old are you? Or
more than double 21.
Okay, well, Miss More Than Double 21, what are we talking about today?
Well, we are going to be talking about all the card skimmers that they have found at the gas stations. Stealing your info.
Stealing your info. We're also going to be talking about hotbeds ticket hotbeds. What? We're going to be talking about all the hotspots in San Antonio where people are getting probably the most tickets.
Dang, we're just talking about money coming out of people's pockets.
I know. It's kind of sad.
So sad. But we're going to tell you about some things to do in February.
Yes, some really cool things to do in February coming up. Not just Valentine's Day, but some fun stuff on the horizon. I'm bitter, okay? Leave me alone.
So bitter.
And then we're also going to be asking you guys what your opinion is, if I can speak, on staging. When you view a home, right?
Staging?
Yeah,
like
staging.
Acting?
Like acting a little bit? No. when you go into a house, right? If you would rather see it vacant or if you want to see it furnished. So
staging.
a little dive into that. Yes. And then finally,
our Dare on Air.
Let's go.
Well, this is Real Talk, San Antonio.
The SAPD has released their map of where they have found credit card skimmers. Except for one, they listed them all. And there's 27 locations in San Antonio where they have caught. That doesn't mean that that's all of them, but where they've actually caught credit card skimmers. They also don't include things that maybe Leon Valley Police Department caught or any of the other smaller police departments if they've caught any.
Okay.
So the map shows them literally they're everywhere. It looks like it's just sprinkled all over the map.
Yeah.
It's crazy. There's not really one specific area or anything like that.
Yeah, what's concerning to me though, right, is this is an image of what they're saying they're catching that's most frequent, right?
Yeah.
However, technology is advancing so much, right? And I'm just like curious of right now they're having based off of the video that we saw a video where they actually showed us that like they're giving us tidbits, right? To where when you go to a gas station, like if you see pull on, yank on it, make sure it's not working, make sure it's on the camera. But then now there's like this whole little, what is it called, where you tap your card?
Oh, it's like, I think it's just a tap.
Tap, yeah, that was just, like when you tap your card, whatever. But I feel like that is more risky than the swipe, isn't it? Because they can just put a little pulse thing on there.
I don't know because, okay, now I used to work for a register company, okay? So when the tap came out, it had something called, oh my God, I don't remember the exact term, but basically where they would do a certain code for that one transaction.
Okay.
And then once that was used, it could never be used again.
Gotcha.
So it might be that is the case, and so it's safe because it throws away the card information essentially right after that.
Interesting.
But I mean the other way is the chip, and that one is supposed to also kind of have a little bit of that same package data information that gets swiped and dumped.
Yeah.
But it's more about that since you're entering it, you can copy that magnetic strip, and then if you're putting in your code, which I never do because
PIN number?
I never do that. I'm just thinking what's the point of doing that? Just there's people all around you, especially when you're at like a store.
Yeah.
Everybody's all around and it's just right there like in front of everybody.
Just bypass it.
Yeah. I always bypass. I'm like, oh.
And you know what? Let's pull up the map real quick. So looking at the map. What's interesting with a map, though, what I find kind of bizarre, I mean, I'm glad it's not, I'd rather see less of these cards all over the map. Yeah. But it's kind of interesting, downtown San Antonio doesn't have a lot of them.
Doesn't mean it's safe.
It doesn't mean it's safe. I mean,
but
maybe,
yeah. Well, the fact that they haven't found it.
Yeah.
But maybe there's enough things going around downtown already that they're just not even bothering looking for that stuff. Maybe that's why they haven't found it.
Yeah, and now that I think of it, a lot of that was on gas stations, and downtown doesn't really have a lot of gas stations downtown, so maybe that's probably why. But then I'm curious to see if, like, I'm wondering if all these are specifically gas stations. You know?
Well, that's what it was. That's what the article implied.
Yeah.
So I mean, that is what I think. But I don't know. One of the pictures that they gave of the credit card skimmer, I was like, this looks like really like sketchy. It looked like somebody hand created it. I mean, it looked like a homemade bomb. You know?
Yeah. Like,
why would anybody stick their card in there? Unless you're
think
desperate for this.
a homemade bomb. I really think that if I mean, guys, we gotta be just a little more diligent, right? And kind of just be looking, because if it doesn't look like it's part of the actual thing, like, I mean,
it doesn't match. It's it feels like it's sticking out too much. I mean, it's kind of obvious. Like, just don't trust it.
So, am I tripping to think that there was a time frame where that tap thing was like people were scared of it? Because like
people are scared of any kind of change.
Well, but they were saying, because I got this. I mean, this is we're not promoting this, and this is not a sponsorship, but.
Hey, if you want to pay us for sponsoring your stuff,
Ridgewell,
take it.
I've convinced like 800 people to buy this water.
800?
800 people. So that's, keep in mind. Okay. But so this Ridgewell, part of their promotional ad is that it doesn't have that what is EMP? I don't know what it's called, where people can't like get your card information. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then I feel like this was a while ago they started doing this, but then now they're promoting us to use that tap feature a lot more often.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they just doubled up on security for it or the codes for it, but I don't know. Like should we be more aware, more not only for this credit card?
Let's all just carry cash, man. Forget it. Let's go back to cash.
No way. We lose cash and we're done for. There's no anyways.
Do you think you've ever seen one of those skimmers? I know that at my gas station right by my house, there was one found there maybe 2 years ago.
Jeez.
And I had some weird activity on my account during that time, and I was like,
also, you were one of those that didn't.
But I used to grab the thing and.
What do you guys think? Are you guys think you got an eagle eye for all that, or should we just carry cash?
You know, this is my favorite topic ever: traffic tickets.
I know, and you know what? This is the thing. The police are stating that more aggressive tickets are better in the community on the road and off the road.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Do you agree with this?
You know, okay, like the rebellious side of me, which is a big part of me, is like, whatever, guys. But the realistic side of me is like, yeah, I mean, if you're more calm on the road because you're like, I don't want to get busted for speeding, then you come home more calm. And if you come home more calm, you're more calm with your family.
Yeah.
And you're more calm with yourself, right? It all translates or it all expands, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, logically, I would think so. Yeah.
I honestly think so. Look,
y'all are right.
Y'all are right.
We don't like it.
Yeah. But at the same time, too, though, like, I'm a grandpa on the road. I drive, like, look, I am a grumpy grandpa on the road, though. Like, at least drive the speed limit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, at minimum.
I got stuck behind cars going 55 on the highway today.
No.
On a 5-lane highway, no less. I'm like...
There was 5 cars driving...
No, 5 lanes.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5
That's
lanes. I did. I was all like, what are they doing?
But, okay.
So he's a grandpa, and I'm a speed racer, because I have to slow myself down all the time. I'm like, calm down. Even if you go fast, you're only going to get there like 40 seconds sooner. Well, it's not worth it.
Yeah. And even,
but I start going fast, I don't even know. I don't even realize until I look down, I'm like, ah!
You got a heavy foot. But look,
I do. I love racing.
Watch,
I'm sorry, never mind. Beside the point. That's a different ticket. My bad.
Like, this map is all you. Just get
Probably.
But
I've been all over that map.
Even when I tell Ethan, I'm like, dude, like, if you're late, right? Excuse me. It's nobody else's fault that you're late, but yours. And just take the hit. And just drive the speed limit. Just, you know what I'm saying? Be a little savvy on the road.
I'm fast even when I'm not late. I'm like, why am I even rushing?
Why? Maybe you need to get more speeding tickets.
Dude, like I have had so many speeding tickets in my life.
Yeah.
So it's ridiculous. And some of them I felt weren't really even fair.
Yeah.
So I just like ignored them and they turned into warrants.
I actually, do me too. So, but look, mine, I was bitter because mine was retarded. I got the most retarded speed ticket ever. Not even a speed ticket, I got a ticket. I got, back in the day when Fast and the Furious was like a big deal, right? I had an Eclipse. And I just got an exhaust system for it. So it was beautiful. It wasn't like a rice burner. It was like a really nice deep sound.
Okay.
I got stopped A cop stopped me saying that I'm disturbing the peace.
Oh, that
Right.
is a thing.
Well, check this out. As he was writing me the ticket, a freaking Harley Davidson, louder than my car, drives right past us, and he just looks at it, and he just keeps writing. I'm like, that is a lot louder than my vehicle right now, and like this doesn't make any sense.
It's a matter of him thinking like you're a punk kid, and
Yeah,
now I'm gonna give it to you, kid.
and it wasn't. And so after that, I was like, I'm not paying
That's
this
annoying.
ticket, and I had that little kid mentality, and then I got a warrant, and then I had to pay more for it because I was retarded.
Well, mine, like I had. Okay, so first off, my kid was being babysat by somebody who called me and was like, I don't know what's wrong, and they're freaking out, and you need to come get them. I had been up the whole night before, you know, taking care of my kid, and I had to leave work, and then I took a side street that literally, such a side street, it was all potholy and gnarly and everything. And you didn't even know what the speed limit was there because it was such a like a ganky kind of road, you know? Yeah. And I got pulled over there. And I told the guy, I was like, I don't know what my speed was.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to pick up my daughter and get her home. I am so exhausted. I know I'm going to fall asleep driving if I don't hurry up and just get her and get home and try to get home, be safe. You know, nobody drives on this road.
Yeah.
So, like, I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, well, you know, you can probably take defensive driving. And I was like, I don't have time for that. Yeah. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, my daughter got a ticket the other day. She did do it. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm an exhausted mom of a young baby. I have to go pick up my sick baby, apparently sick baby. And just like, leave me alone. And I was only like 5 miles over the speed limit on this dumb little road anyway. It was like, what are you protecting anybody from here? Like, nobody travels this way. It was so annoying, and I just ignored it. So then I was going to have to take a day off of work just to go to court for the ticket because they wouldn't let me pay it online. I was just like, I'll just freaking pay it online. Yeah. Whatever, I'll take the hit. I don't even care. And then they wouldn't let me do that. They're like, you have to come in and see the judge. I was like, I don't want to. I'm not trying to fight this. I just want to be done with it. I just want to give you my money. Like, that's what y'all wanted anyway. Yeah. And then the only court that they would let me go to was all the way across town too. So I was like, I'm not going to take a day off work, lose money that way to pay you money. You know, like, no thank you. Yeah. And so, I let it turn into a warrant.
What was that area more or less in San Antonio? What area?
It was right by Ingram.
Okay, let me ask you a question. And let me ask you guys a question. Mm-hmm. Where do you think the most tickets are given in San Antonio, Texas?
On Ingram Road. No, I'm just kidding.
By that one officer.
By that one guy who has a daughter who did defensive driving that one time.
What would you say? Off the top of your head.
Chavano Park is what really,
Yeah. So I think what's going to be common in the chat, or for any San Antonio that are residents that are watching this even after the chat.
Little towns inside our town.
I think people are going to say Neon Valley is notorious because that is the one spot where everybody's in the knows that you're going to get, hey, if you just go right past the yellow and it turns red, you get a flash and you get tickets and all that stuff. Yeah. So check this map out, right? This is a map. Stops per officer. So this data was actually created for an unfortunate situation that happened with Sandra Bland. So they created a Sandra Bland Act that actually that now they have to collect this data to make sure, like, kind of to see where everything's at, right? Now, once again, you said Chavano Park, right?
Yep.
So right now, look at this. Let's go to Neon Valley. Let's put it in perspective. Total stops, right? 2,775 total stops. Police officer, they have 55 police officers, so 50 tickets per officer, right? That doesn't sound like a lot, right? I don't think they're counting the cameras, though. I think the cameras is what really gives the most tickets.
Is it the cameras? I thought that was... What is the one on Fredericksburg Road? Is that San Antonio?
What do you mean?
Fredericksburg Road is notorious for those stoplight cameras. I got one there.
Really?
I was like lost.
Yeah.
And I didn't even see the light at all. And I ran it, and then I saw the flash from it taking a picture of me, and I was like, there was a light there? I mean, it was a light for a parking lot. So I didn't even... I totally blanked, and it was not really obvious that there was lights there at all. Dang. And I was trying to find this place.
Well, now you know, upset. So that ticket was effective.
I'm apparently the ticket queen in this freaking
So put in perspective, Neon Valley, right? That many. And then Balcony Heights, which is one of the bigger ones, 5,728 tickets.
Balcony's Heights. That's
near Chavano.
No, Fredericksburg
That is Fredericksburg?
Road. Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
I think it is.
But then that's what I'm saying. I don't know because this is per officer.
220 per officer.
And then the most notorious per this map that we all need to steer clear from is actually Universal City. Check this out. 7,784 total stops.
Look at you overachiever.
268 stops per officer. That is insane. And literally everything around it. Live Oak has a large amount at over 3,000. You got Shirts over 6,000, almost 7,000. So that whole area is just like they're trying to lay the law down over there. It's insane.
How far out does that map go? Does it show other cities?
It goes. Look at
Zoom this because look, it gives us the thing for 1,000. Okay, click on that one. What is that one over there?
Which one is right?
The biggest one.
That's near Austin. That's in Hayes County.
County.
But it's only 3,000. Oh, it's
566 per officer. Dang. These guys don't take a day off.
That is insane. Look at this big old one right here, though. Over there by Waco, Rosebud.
Oh, he's the only one? He's the only officer, and in 1 year, he did 1,385 stops. Man, he's like...
Super Trooper.
He's like a Girl Scout of traffic stops.
Oh my god, that guy is putting in work.
Oh, and he's getting cookies.
Oh man. There's no way he doesn't go to at least... Because you know, like if you go to court for it, like they're supposed to show up. Like the officers or whatever?
But that's only if you choose for like to fight it.
Oh, okay. Well, that sucks for that guy.
But if he doesn't show up, then it's dropped.
That's... Can you imagine that dude? 1,300... He ain't showing up for half of those.
Well, maybe the city's so little, like he can pull someone over, give him a ticket, and then go to court real quick. And be like, yeah, that's the guy who was speeding.
That's nuts. What do you think, guys? How do you feel about it? Do you feel like the more aggressive tickets are, the better it is for the community, or not? And are you surprised that Neon Valley isn't the top dog in the ticket holding circuit?
So it is the beginning of February, which means we're going to talk about the things to do.
Yeah.
Now, we have a great big expensive list, and a lot of them are basically...
Okay.
They're basically like DIY kind of things to do at home with the family, with the spouse, with the kids, whatever. But there are a few on here that we thought were really cool that are more like the going out kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk about those. And if you want the other ideas, let us know and we can get the whole list sent out to you, okay?
Yeah.
So, first one. I mean, obviously the rodeo. So we're not going to talk a lot about that because we already did a whole episode on that. You can go check it out down there, okay? Yeah. But there's going to be a singles party at the zoo. So we're going to talk about that one first. So
that's actually kind of exciting. Singles party at the zoo.
Exciting for you. I'm not single, so... Which, by the way, if you're wondering, John and I are not an item. We never have been.
And never will be.
Yeah. I have a spouse.
And I have no spouse.
So it's good because I have the perspective from someone with a significant other at home, and he has the perspective of the single side. So that's why we're such a dynamic duo for this show.
Exactly.
Hello.
Duh.
So all those inquiring minds, he's free and I'm not.
I'm free but not available. So this single thing is like
cheap. I'm free.
I'm free but not. But this whole zoo single thing is actually seems pretty cool. So
it does. It sounds fun.
It sounds fun. Like literally just to mingle, right? The idea of meeting other singles is actually kind of chill because, especially at my age, right?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be nothing.
It doesn't have to be anything. Just
have fun,
have a good
hang
time.
out,
Exactly. Make
go
some new
back
friends.
to your own house. And...
Exactly. I mean, okay.
Hey,
no, I'm
that's
so
not
kidding.
what I was saying.
I'm so kidding. But the idea of the way they have it set up is that there's several things that you can do, several activities here. Mm-hmm. So first of all, you get to meet a hippo, you get to feed a hippo, and then you get to date a hippo.
Dang, is that like a what is that basketball player's name that's fat but always talks about fat women in San Antonio?
I don't remember.
What's his name? Come on.
I don't remember.
He's like them fat ladies in San Antonio. Charles Barkley.
Really?
You've never heard him say this?
No.
We gotta play this.
Okay.
I bet you couldn't do that to them big ass women in San Antonio. We're not even this San Antonio. You could do that to them scary.
Wow.
He says comments like that a lot.
It ain't like he's a no little Slim Jim.
Exactly. I'm like, who are you to talk?
I got no chance of losing weight in San Antonio.
He's obsessed with the big ladies in San Antonio.
That is so interesting. Dude, that dude's nuts and butts. Clowning San Antonio women like that. Messed up. Charles messed up from the flow up.
Anyhow, so the hippo thing is for the VIP admission.
Yeah.
Which includes, like you said, the stuff with the hippos, but you get Uma's Lounge inside Africa Live. You do the hippo thing, all-inclusive drinks, a tarot card reader, exclusive entertainment that they don't say what that is, and a grand hippo drop feed. That's freaking cool, man.
I think, honestly, like, even though it's just like a singles thing, like, I still would just want to do that.
I know,
You know what I'm
right?
saying?
I'm like, can I just go and like
Yeah.
feed hippos?
Yeah, that'd actually be pretty cool. And then they have this whole speed dating thing for an extra $20. So that
Yeah.
VIP admission is $100. They have the additional $20 for the speed dating, which I'm never a fan of. I don't do that. But that's kind of
I've
cool.
never done that. Have you ever done that?
I've never done that.
I just think it would be fun, just like to do it, the speed dating,
Yeah.
and then afterwards just like make fun of the whole entire experience.
Yeah.
Because I mean, people are just weird, and you
Yeah.
know, like.
I mean, because people do that anyway, right? They just make fun of it, like the idea of it, and like, okay, like this
But maybe
person
that's
is.
kind of mean, though, right? Am I a meanie?
I don't know. I think we're just realist. Again, like I said, that thing sounds fun. I'm not a fan of the speed dating, but I think the idea is really cool, especially on Valentine's month.
Give you something to do that is
Yeah.
really memorable in a good way.
Yeah, and then so I'm really big. I'm really huge on creating memories and stuff like that. And then let's just say it works out for the like not just like the idea of singles. You go and meet some
Yeah.
really cool people. You meet them with a cool memory, you know, and let's just say you're just friends and you just forever. And yeah, like, remember we met the singles thing. It was
Yeah.
cool. I don't know. I give kudos to the zoo because I think that's really cool. You know, the idea. I think it's cool.
Yeah. So there's another option, and it's just the general admission, which is $30, and you get access to the Mingle spots, the club Wild Things, which I don't even know what that is, and the live entertainment. So.
Interesting. I'm curious. So I mean, I don't know if it says it, but I don't know if this is the first year they do it or not. But if they've done it several times.
I think they still also have the naming cockroach your ex.
What?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, so it's called Cry Me a Cockroach Fundraiser. And it says that to be a part of the global sensation and exterminate your past and support a noble cause with the Cry Me a Cockroach fundraiser. Symbolically name a cockroach, rat, or veggie after your ex or not so special someone, and the San Antonio Zoo will help squash your past, a true heartbreak healer, by feeding your selection to an animal resident.
That is awesome.
Oh my god.
Kudos to you, Zoo, for being creative on such a lovely month, a love-giving month. You're just like, hey, you know what? Let's do quite the opposite. That is amazing.
So it goes from $5 to $25. And I guess it's just like a fundraiser for the zoo, not for a particular thing at the zoo.
Put the names down below of the person you would that you would want to be a cockroach and get it eaten. That's fine. You can
Cockroaches
do a
are $10.
Okay, cockroach $10, a veggie is $5, and
A rat,
$25.
$25 a rodent.
That's pretty cool.
Oh my god, we're gonna have PETA coming after us talking about feeding roaches and cockroaches and cockroaches. Roaches and rats. My bad. Roaches.
Sorry, PETA.
PETA, don't come after us.
I know. We love you and respect your wishes. So the single event is 21 and up. If y'all interested, check out the San Antonio Zoo website. I think that's going to be pretty cool. The next event that we want to chat about is going to be a nostalgia kick, I feel, for a lot of us, which is the...
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, Beetlejuice Live. When is this?
This is going to be the 13th through the 18th. Dude, I want to go.
I want to go so bad.
I want to go.
And they're making another Beetlejuice movie too, right? Coming up. Michael Keaton's going to be in that too, so that's super exciting.
I know, I can't wait.
Are they making Jenna Ortega the girl?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Right?
I think so.
Man, that girl's doing so good. That's awesome.
I had heard something that she wasn't allowed to do the next Wednesday.
No way.
That's what I had read. I don't know.
I don't think
know if
that's
it's accurate. I don't know.
That can't be accurate. Now it has. She's the one that.
That's something that she did made it to where she couldn't come back.
No, I mean I don't know. I haven't read that, but there's just no way. Like
I know. I was all like, well, how could they even replace her?
She owned that role so well. Like there's no way. And what's his name? We'll get her back 100%. But yeah, Beetlejuice is coming February 13th through the 18th at the Majestic Theater.
The price ranges from $45 to $210.
And what's really cool about this also is the Majestic Theater is a very inclusive theater. Like even if you have really
their worst
seats,
you're still in a good spot to see it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I've been fortunate to sit at the very back and very front, and I honestly like it smack in the middle because the front you're just like
a little too much in their face.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to move your eyes too much. You know?
Yeah, and I sat at the balcony at the top, those little boxes, whatever too, and those are cool too because you get to see you get a full view. It's like, you know? So that's cool. But
so I got up there, huh?
Yeah. What do you all think? Are you excited? You think any of these events are pretty cool? I personally think both of these are exciting.
I do too.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. Will you be attending? What do y'all think? Let us know down below.
There is the notion that you should always stage your listing. What is staging?
Staging is simply just furnishing a property to get it prepared for pictures, to add an experience of it being lived in a sense.
Okay, cool. So a lot of people think that every home should be staged to maximize their profit.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So this is where it kind of goes into debate because I'm really curious about what the buyer thinks. Like, was somebody walking into a house, right? So let's picture this. Let's paint a scenario right now. So you in the chat or you in the comments, or you can jump into the comments and let us know. You walk into a property, you want to buy a house, right? And you see the outside of the house and it makes a lot of sense. This is beautiful. And you walk in and it's empty, right? Do you find yourself liking the idea that you can walk in and you'd rather imagine your furniture there, or would you rather have it
an example,
a physical example there, because you also have virtual staging where you can have a picture of it, right? And then you walk in and you see it empty, blah blah. So I'm kind of curious for you guys, for you viewers, to be like, I would rather see
what do you prefer?
And this is, I guess, to generalize it, it would be either vacant, it'll be virtual staged, you have an example and it's still vacant, or just fully staged, right?
Pictures and in person.
Yeah, what are your personal opinion, taking away the business real estate aspect of it?
Yeah, definitely. So this subject came up because just this week, John and I went to a staging business where that is all that they do for upcoming listings, and it was amazing. I mean, they literally had their showroom staged with examples of the way that they stage, and then they showed us their warehouse, which had every type of furniture and even just knickknacks. Down to knickknacks and blankets and throws and pillows and all this kind of stuff, which was amazing. And I think everybody that went had big Christmas eyes looking at all this stuff, like, oh, we should do every house. And then we hear the price range for doing that. It's super expensive, you guys. So I don't think it's always feasible for anybody and everybody to do, but should we be doing it anyways or not? Or does it have that big of an impact for the price range? I think is the question. And for me, I don't know. One of the things that we chatted about with the owner was, how you see the virtually staged photos and you fall in love with the house, and it brings in a lot of traffic to
Yeah.
the listing. But then they get to the listing, and they, instead of still being excited because of the excitement that they had seeing those stage photos, they go in and they're like, oh, you know, it's kind of like going back to Valentine's Day. You go on a blind date with someone that maybe you saw their profile on
Catfish.
line, and then you get there and you're like, oh, that was 4 years
You
ago
are a
that you took
hippo.
that you took that photo, and you have that, you know, disappointment or reservations now that start coming into play. And I don't know, I'm kind of, because I was fine with virtual staging before until we kind of talked about those things, and I'm just like, oh, maybe virtually staging it is
Not enough.
not the right avenue, or not the best avenue necessarily.
You see, like, this is where I'm a little bit on the fence. One, at the end of the day, it ultimately comes down to budget, right? Like, if it's an affordable feature, like there's some times where, depending on the situation, you know, us as agents work with the person selling the house, and we find a way to get it done. And depending if the market really, really requires it, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
Like, just for example, right now the market, a house can stay on the market for a little bit, so you want to make it as perfect as possible. So
Yeah.
that investment seems a little bit more reasonable right now. It seems a little more worth taking that risk, right?
Yeah.
However, in a general market, the general concept, I don't think it's 100% necessary, and I think it really just depends on, one, the budget, but also the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think that if you walk in the house and the layout allows you to kind of just feel the flow of the house by itself, I feel, and obviously
Like,
that's...
just let it be.
Yeah, I feel like that's... So this is what I think.
Yeah.
If the house, one, allows you, a person to have their imagination, which is subject to the person's creativity, but also is in a pristine, like, it's super clean,
Yes.
there's no, like wear and tear, obvious wear and tear, or even, you know what I'm saying? To where, because it's not furnished, the person automatically sees now a bunch of, like, issues. I think that may not necessarily need it. But there's also houses that need it because the layout just, it seems like the
different.
rooms...
It's not common.
It's not common. The rooms...
I think in big houses they really do need it, because there have been times where I've toured a ginormous house and I'm just like, this room feels so big and impersonal. How would I even set up? I mean, it's great to have a gigantic bedroom, but how would I even set this up? Because I could fit 5 beds in this room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this feels too big, and almost to where it'd be big in an awkward way.
You know what? Now that
I
you
mean?
say that too, I think about our last episode where we explored that luxury home, or our last episode. I think it was 19. Yeah. And you're right. Excuse me. There was some rooms that were just too big where I was like, where would you put a TV, or what would you put? Like, how would you arrange that? So that does make sense if it's like a really big house. Like,
And in which case, I think that, you know, the ROI on that investment makes sense.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it'll probably not sit on the market as long as it would have,
Yeah.
because there's less of a pool of buyers for those price ranges.
yeah.
So I feel like that makes sense. Now, as I had been contemplating this, you know, conundrum with me, like in whether or not staging it, do it or not do it or what, I thought of possibly a workaround. So I would really, really, really please give me some feedback what you think about this, okay? So I have a listing coming up. I was going to do virtual staging on the photos that were going to go on MLS out to the public. And then after that conversation, I was like, you know what? Never mind. I'm not going to do that. The house looks fantastic. It's clean. It's, you know, freshly painted. You know, all the things. It's in a good condition.
Yeah.
You know, so it's good. I'm not going to worry about it. But the layout is a little different. It's unique. And so I was thinking maybe I should create a book of some virtually staged, you know, options for all those rooms, and have it at the home for when people go and tour.
Yeah.
They can check it out, like, oh, okay, if I want to do something kind of traditional in this dining area, this is how it would look. This is the way that I can hang the drapes to where it elongates and shows off those higher ceilings and whatnot. So I was thinking, you know, maybe that would be a good way to help people to be able to see themselves in the home through the staging without the actual big ticket price of physically bringing in all this furniture and all
Yeah.
these items and
Yeah.
all that. You know what I mean?
That is interesting. I think I think you have something there as
And
well.
I've never seen it before, so I'm gonna patent that.
Yeah. Do it. Hey. But I think you have something there. I think that one of the things that does stand out to me,
Mm-hmm.
is the experience when you walk into a house. You know,
Yes.
when a house is appropriately staged, like it does, and it's by a professional. Someone
There's
who's
wow
building it.
factors there.
There is a wow factor that I'm honestly always impressed every time I get a house staged. Like
Yeah.
I would have never done that. I would have never thought about that. I would have never put that there.
I would have never done this angle. Or,
Yeah, and stuff like that. And I'm always impressed
Use
with
that
it.
color.
Yeah, especially like for example, I have a listing that we staged. Like we got and the stagers because we're gonna paint the bottom floor. They give us a suggestion with the paint, and the paint suggestion at first I was like, this looks a little. I don't know about that, but we tried it, and then they furnished it, and man, everything just flows.
It just pops.
It just pops. So
Nice.
I don't know, man. I'm on the fence with it. I think for sure though, if the budget's there, and if the budget's there, I feel like go for it. And if the property is vacant, now they have options that if the property is occupied, and if you're living in the property, that depending on the company, that they
stage the items you already have.
yeah, they can stage the items you already have, which I've always do that. I always do that. Like when I'm working with a client.
Yeah, I think if they're in the home, I think that's a must-have.
Yeah.
But then the ticket price on that is much different from,
yeah,
actually bringing in
Furniture.
a stager's furniture.
yeah, for sure.
furnishings.
Yeah, for sure.
Furnishings.
Furnishings, you Mexican. Yeah, but I'm curious what y'all think. What do you think a house 100% should be furnished? Are you on the fence too, or what are your experiences walking into a property furnished or vacant?
I will say that I love doing model walkthroughs because of the staging. I love going through, and I will snap shots of the way that they set up the couch in a certain room, or the way that they decorated the table, because even to this day, after doing real estate for a while now, I still love doing those walkthroughs.
All right, now it's time for our
Dare on Air.
Let's get this. All right, so you are up.
All right, y'all, send me good vibes. As according to Pete, if you eat bananas, the mosquitoes are going to come after you.
Get out of here, Pete. Now I can't eat bananas. Woo! First try.
Dang, look at me. All
Get number
right.
6. Let's see what the dare shall be.
Prank call your mom. Oh, what? How should I prank her?
Nothing where she'll have a heart attack.
No.
Let's do the funny one, like, hey mom, is your elevator running? You better go catch it.
You mean your refrigerator?
What did I say? What the hell? Why did you say that?
You've reached Lori's cell phone. Please leave a message. She'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
Hello.
Hey, Mom.
Yes.
Is your refrigerator running?
Yes.
Well, you better go catch it.
Stupid.
She started laughing.
She already knew. That is your mom. My mom wouldn't have gotten it. She would have been like, huh? Yeah. And she would. Alright, guys.
Alright.
That is the show for today. Thank you all for joining us, and those who are chatting with us, y'all are rock stars.
Yes, we love you. Happy pre-Valentine's Day.
Bye.
See you next time.
いいのはすねですか。そういう、